Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar. So this is my continuation lesson on growth and development. So in the previous lesson we learned about what is growth and what is development, why growth estimates are not enough to measure the progress of a country, and what is the need for developmental report, human development index, what is human development index, who developed it, all these things we saw, and what is the difference between growth and development and all the things. And we also saw that although human development index is a much better measure than growth estimates, but it is not the complete picture or the best measure. So there need to be more than human development index. So the critics and economists they felt that there need to be a much better measure. As a result, economists and other people came up with some other methods, and that is what we are going to discuss in this topic, in this lesson. So as I said earlier, a country might have a good growth rate by the GDP. Then the country may also have good developmental facilities like education, literacy and other things. But still all these are given in certain countries. There are a lot of developed countries like that. But what the economists and others, what the people note was, experts found was, even though all these facilities are there, the country is not happy, the people are not happy. So all the material benefits and other things, they could not provide people with happiness. So economists thought that there should be a measure which should focus on the happiness of people, for it is a much better measure than development. Okay, so this is a non-material part, happiness, and for this to found, there need to be it should be based on ethics, religion, spiritualism and cultural values. So there need to be a measure which is more than developmental or the growth related. So a number of measures came. One such measure was proposed by Bhutan king in the 1970s. Okay, and he came up with this idea called gross national happiness, a very important point. In fact, civil service may ask these kind of questions. His name is Jigme Ching Wangchuk, and I don't know whether I am pronouncing it correctly. Jigme Singhe Wangchuk. Okay, if I pronounce wrong, kindly forgive me. So he developed this concept of gross national happiness in the 1970s, and Bhutan is using this as their country's goal from 1972. Okay, and in this, although he doesn't reject the growth or the developmental aspects, he adds a few other things towards goal of the country attainment for development, which he termed as in fact, in that gross national happiness, there are four important broad categories of thing. What are the four broad categories? Let us see. First is higher per capita income, which is actually the GDP estimates. So he doesn't neglect the growth. Okay, there should be higher real per capita income. Then he adds the second part is good governance, and this good governance as a concept involves a wide range of factors. Okay, in fact, when we mean good governance, it has 8 major characteristics. In fact, what is good governance? Good governance is a concept which means how the public institutions, that is the government and other executive organs, how they perform the duties with the limited resources to achieve optimal result. Okay, see, the government may having only limited resources in their hand. No government will have more unlimited resources. They have limited resources, and they set some goals, and to set, they have to achieve with that limited resources maximum result. For this, they have to have follow certain good governance. Okay, so what are the things that will come under this good governance? So in fact this is a very important topic. This kind of topic will be asked in the polity related area also, and also public administration related question. As I am part of public administration, I know this concept very well, and it is also related to essay. They could ask a question on essay. Okay, in fact studying about good governance is very important, and these days good governance is a major topic world over. Okay, in fact Narendra Modi, Prime Minister, no, he always talks about good governance. Whether he does this or not, that is a different thing. He says that good governance is the motto of his governments. Okay, but let us see what are the characteristics of good governance. In fact, it has 8 major characteristics. One is participatory government. Then second is consensus oriented, and the government should be accountable. The government should be transparent. The government should be responsive, and it should be effective and efficient. It should also be equitable and inclusive. These, and finally there should be rule of law. Okay, these are the 8 major characteristics of good governance. If you pick India, no, India fails in a lot of area in this. Okay, India is adopting rule of law. Okay, uh, but whether India is following inclusive growth, there are a lot of things to be decided before we can call ourselves inclusive growth. Okay, whether we are using effectively and efficiently using our resources, that is also a long journey. Okay, and this present government, no, it doesn't like participatory or consensus oriented. It passes bill without debate. In fact, it likes to pass through without any sending to parliamentary standing committee, right? It doesn't like these kind of institutions. It's also in fact don't think that I am criticizing this government. These are all models of good governance. In fact, Modi may think that only by this method faster development may come, but in a good governance these are the factors. So a good governance should be there. Okay, and it should be, these are all the 8 characteristics: participatory, consensus oriented, accountable, transparent, responsive, effective and efficient, equitable and inclusive, finally rule of law. Okay, then there is also another third concept called environmental protection. So a development should happen, at the same time environment should be protected. Environment should not be degraded. There should be sustainable environmental degradation. Okay, so environment should be protected. Finally, the fourth major element of this gross national happiness is cultural promotion. That is, ethical and spiritual values in life should be promoted. Progress should not become a curse, it should be a blessing. That should be ethically and spiritually rooted. Okay, so these are the 4 basic things, and this idea of gross national happiness was actually accepted by all later on. Okay, in fact the developed countries, know, if you see, they are having all the material wealth, they are well developed in the terms of education, literacy, and they are having high infrastructure, health, all the things. But there is also the problems of drugs, mental stress, crime, shootings, break and order, terrorism, and all other things are there. So gross national happiness was actually found very much, Westerners even thought it is a very good idea, and in 2011 the United Nations General Assembly itself passed a resolution and said that happiness towards a holistic approach to development, and it said that members of the member nations should follow the example of Bhutan and measure happiness and well-being, and calling happiness as a fundamental goal. Okay, so this is another very important thing. Please remember this point: gross national happiness. Then there is also other measures like genuine progress indicator. Okay, GPI or GPI. So it is again a measure to measure the economic growth of the country. Here what they do is, they consider the environmental and social costs which are neglected in the gross domestic product. Okay, as I said earlier, in the gross domestic product, they doesn't consider what is the loss to the environment or what is the loss to the social sector. So here they will deduct in the GDP environmental costs like what is the loss of biodiversity, pollution, what is the harmful of pollution of the industries, how far it is affecting the environment like ozone depletion, loss of farmland, right? They also consider socially things like what is the crime rate, how people are suffering because of crime, security issues, family breakdown. So all these are considered. So these things are given some value um, based on what is happening in that country. So how the country achieves its development, whether the country is growing at the cost of its environment. If a country is growing at the cost of its environment, the GDP will be lesser because the environmental will be given certain value, and the social also. If the social the society of the country is not peaceful, there is too much of problem, law and order problem, crime rate and other things, no, it will also cause something. So these are all right, so that a genuine progress indicator is developed. Okay, I hope you understand this concept. Then there is another thing called social progress indicator. Okay, so this index is published by a non-profit organization called Social Progress Imperative, and this index is based on the writing of Amartya Sen, Douglas North and Joseph Stiglitz, all famous economists. In fact, Amartya Sen is Indian economist, Nobel Prize winning economist. He received Nobel Prize for welfare economics. So he focuses on this topic. So he based on his writings, this social progress index is formed. So the social progress index, it measures the well-being of the society, okay, by observing social and environmental outcomes that have its impact on the economic factors. In fact, if you see, it is very similar to the genuine progress index, because both the genuine progress index and genuine progress indicator and this social progress index, both consider the environmental and social factors. The difference is it involves more indicators and it gives a different set of number of indicators and weights. Okay, the weightage is given to different thing. There will be slight differences. Okay, that is why a slightly different measure. So it combines this index combines three dimensions: that basic human needs of the country, the well-being of the country, and the opportunity available in the country. Okay, these three are major factors. Then there is happiness index. Okay, see, inspired by the gross national happiness index of the Bhutan, the World Happiness Report is released annually by the United Nations Sustainable Development Solution Network. Please remember this kind of point. Who releases the World Happiness Report? We saw that the Human Development Index is released by United Nations Development Program. But here, see, the World Happiness Report is released by United Nations Sustainable Development Solution Network, and it releases it since 2012. Okay, in fact, United Nations in 2011 said to the world that take happiness as a concept, and in 2012 it itself releasing a World Happiness Report. Okay, and this released in March 20, I think, and because of that, this day was declared as a World Happiness Day, March 20. Okay, it ranks some 156 countries, and the rankings are based on a poll conducted which consider 6 variables. What are the 6 variables? The GDP per capita is one, the social support available in that country, whether people are highly networked, having the social support system. Okay, then there are healthy life expectancy, the freedom, the generosity, and the absence of corruption. Okay, see, a country may be highly developed, but if the people living in that country does not have freedom, no, what is the use of the people? They won't be happy. Okay, and there is also if the people are having high wealth and other things, but they are not having enough social space, right? In fact, I can remember when I was growing, no, in a village, I have a lot of friends, like 30-50 friends, but since I came to city, my friend circle has declined. Okay, so that is what means social support. So these all also plays a role in the happiness index. And the 2020 report came, and in the 2000 report, latest report, no, it first time ranked some cities, world major cities, and how they are also. Okay, in fact, Finland is the world happiest nation in the world. Okay, India in this 156 countries in terms of happiness rank at 144, which is very low. In fact, it is among the least happiness developed country, if you found that, because among 156, India is 144. In fact, India, the previous year it was 144, now it has gone even further down. So in terms of happiness, we are not growing, rather than we are declining. Okay, in fact, our ranking is such that it is way lower than our neighbors, small countries like Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, all are above us in terms of happiness. Okay, so India is in the bottom group. Okay, this is a cause of concern. Okay, there is also other index, OECD Better Life Index. OECD, I hope you all know, it is an organization for economic cooperation and development, which has 37 countries, and these 37 countries are developed, highly developed countries. Okay, Western countries like France, these are Americans, France, Canada, all the European countries and the other developed countries. They will have Japan and other things, right? In fact, India is not part of this group. Okay, so it gives only for those countries, but we need to know OECD Better Life Index. So it uses the best measures of well-being. So it is based on the recommendation of the Commission on Measurement of Economic Performance and Social Progress, and this commission was headed by Amartya Sen, Joseph Stiglitz, and Fitoussi. These are all economists. They gave these measures of well-being. Okay, and the world OECD adopted it since May 2011. It is releasing. So it this index, no, Better Life Index, it consider 11 dimensions of well-being. So what is the housing of that country? Okay, what kind of housing? The real estate, right? The income of the people, the jobs. So when it consider jobs, no, it will consider whether people have job security, whether people have enough earning in the job, whether they are getting required earning, right? When we consider community, education, environment, it look into those facts: civic engagement of people, health, life satisfaction, work-life balance. Okay, all these factors are considered. So education, whether one gets quality education, one reaches higher education, the environmental, whether the quality of environment is good, right? Whether the governance is good, okay, whether the government is involving in, say, what is say democracy, what is the level of awareness, what is the safety of the people, whether there is crime rate is less or not, and all these constitute the Better Life Index. Okay, based on this, the OECD index is released. Then finally, there is this thing called green GDP. All these are very similar, right? In the green domestic product, the environmental cost is taken into account. Okay, so it what it does is it detects the loss of ecological degradation in the GDP. In fact, when you see the genuine progress indicator, no, you will also find there also the environmental factors. Okay, so green GDPs, in fact, genuine progress indicator consider both environmental and social factor. Here in green GDP, it only consider the ecological degradation of the country. Only that is detected in the GDP. Okay, so these are all some of the measures, and why they are having such a wide difference of measure is everything will give some idea about where the country is. Okay, a country may have a high level of growth, but still the country may not have development. So GDP will show the growth of the country. Developmental index, human development index will show the development of the country, but these two may not show the real picture. Along with other index like gross national happiness, genuine progress indicator, all this will enable to know an all-round development of a country. Okay, I hope you understand all these concepts. Please go through, think. There are chances for question in this area. In fact, understanding this area will be very useful for learning future topics. Okay, in fact, economics, to build yourself to writing economics related question answer, to learn a lot of topics in newspapers, no, understanding some basic concepts in economics are very vital. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Please like, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel and share this video to your friends also. Okay, bye.